Well, hello, this is Stewie. We're having a sexy party with Manny Moonraker on the Tempest Universe. Cheers!
China!
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
It's China to me, China.
Army officers say the missile, found sometime last week, has been inspected at Roswell, New Mexico, and sent to Wright Field, Ohio, for further inspection.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
China!
This is the Tempest Universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
Good to be back on this Sunday. Welcome to the Tempest Universe. I am your host, Manny. Man, I gotta say this. Like I said, there's gonna be one episode a week for September. Actually, through the end of September. Then hopefully we can get back to 2 or 3 a week. But you know, it's really tough because sometimes I see stuff during the week that I want to report on, but I just don't have the time right now. One of the reasons is that recently acquired a liquor store. It's such bad things are coming to the podcast, I promise you. I mean, right now, I have a whole pantry full of alcohol. Like, right before the podcast, I started getting ready with some, a little bit of coconut rum, and I'm currently on the Kentucky bourbon. I mean, there you go. Things are going to get crazy, I promise you. But it's Sunday, so I'm not trying to go too hardcore. And I was going to send a picture out to the podcast page on Facebook, but I was like, that might be illegal in some countries. I better not do that. So it's going to be a fun podcast. We got some crazy stuff to talk about. It's just nuts out there. It really is. There's something that happened recently that we talked about on the podcast, and it's like, come on. You don't have to have a degree in any kind of sort of science just to freaking get the shit right. Some things are just like, you know, it's automatic. We are not the only game in the universe. Hell, we're not the only game in our own solar system. Let's put it like that. But people think that way. Why? I mean, come on, why? Why? It makes no sense why we would think that way. Just stop it. Just stop being so close-minded. We got a couple of things in that vein to talk about. And then the story out of Kyiv and their folks. They're astrologists, whatever. Not astronomy people, astrologists. And those guys, they've made a significant discovery. I was going to talk about this last week because they've been reporting this since last week, but I was like, fuck. Of course you got UFOs over Ukraine. Are you shitting me? There's bound to be tons of them. But they published something that's fascinating where it kind of turns the thing around away from, you know, Putin and his failed efforts. There's something more significant there, and we'll talk about that as well. And then we're going to jump into demons. Now, recently I had a conversation with Marte from the was it Weirdos? Beardo's Roadhouse. It's great music. Look for it on Spreaker and even iTunes. It's Beardos, you know, like a bunch of dudes with beards, and Roadhouse. The music is fantastic. Actually, that's where you'll hear the Tempest Universe Minute. Some of you don't even know about that because you're not on Discord with the rest of the Asgardians. But I do it's not a fucking minute, sadly enough. It's about 2-3 minutes. I take one article and I report it to the folks that don't listen to the podcast. You know, they're there listening to music, but I give them an update about something. A little something, if you will. And that's what I do. So Beardo's Roadhouse. Check them out on iTunes. But we were talking about demons in the church. And I know Dre, who's actually on the live chat right now, Dre really wants to talk about that topic. Right? We had Donna during the UFO Buster Radio Days on here to talk about the topic of demons and the UFO deception. So apparently someone in the Catholic Church talked about it as well. So we got that to talk about in this episode. But overall, it's good to be here on Sundays with everyone. Like I said, I got more alcohol than I could ever drink. I might need a second liver, so if you guys are, blood type B positive, keep me, in mind in case I need to take your liver. To be honest, I would say this: I spent a lot of time at the liquor store, and I wore a shirt on Saturday where it's one of those abduction shirts, big UFO, and it's abducting someone, and it says "Getting loser. We're about to do butt stuff." Not one single person blinked an eye. It was like normal. Like butt stuff just happens all around the liquor store. They didn't give a shit. But I put on a shirt with a motorcycle and a flag. Everybody loved it. They all commented on it. But the butt stuff is like commonplace. They were okay with it. I'm just saying, what the hell have I got myself into? I don't think I should wear that shirt anymore. Something might happen to me. For serious. Let's get this show started with this song.
All I ever wanted was you, but you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. Somebody help me, 'cause I'm feeling trapped and I don't know what to do. There's no one to save me from this hurt I feel deep within my bones. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. So how can I fix this? 'Cause I need to stop the aching in my head. My heart is breaking. Yeah, I'm tired of being stuck in the past. Did you ever think of me and see the things I did? Sold my soul and everything I was to the lowest bid. Crawled into your poison dome yet every single time. You got into my mind, you got into my mind. But all I ever wanted was you. But you left me alone inside these empty, broken walls. And I can't see it clearly, but it's obvious. I know that you left me alone inside this empty, broken hall. And now you'll be the reason why my soul is tainted. The reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted. You're the reason why my soul is tainted.
My bunghole, it goes and then sometimes my bunghole goes
There's a comment in there. I don't know if it's from Davina or Dre, about not playing music that I wouldn't play in the store. Funny thing about that is I started playing music videos in the store, and people literally come in and start dancing to get their alcohol. It's the craziest thing. Fun to see, to be honest. I guess you don't really get that at liquor stores, do you? I don't know. But let's talk about NASA and damn Perseverance. God damn it. What the hell? Apparently, Perseverance, who has been on Mars in Jezero crater since July 2020, has made a significant discovery. You know, they could put this little drill on this thing, on top of the fact that they also had the little chopper. You know, whatever, I forgot what the fuck the name of that thing is. But they had the little chopper on there, and they had this idea that we are going to drill into damn rocks and find out if ancient Mars had life. Who gives a fuck? That's been my argument for the longest with all the fucking rovers. Nobody gives a shit about the past. I don't care. It makes no damn music to me. Music. See, I can't. Let me just move away from the live chat that's going on right now, because I'm like reading it and doing the podcast at the same time, and it's getting all confusing. It's getting me crazy. Anyway, so apparently in one of the drilling events that the Perseverance had over in Jezero crater, they found significant amounts of organic material. Isn't this crazy? How could this be? These are samples that are being collected right now by Perseverance so that one day, maybe in 2030, 8 years from now, NASA is going to put a mission together to go collect the samples from Perseverance, bring it back to the planet, and give us, COVID-45. But that's their plan. They're going to go down there and collect these things. They were a bit taken back by the amount of organic material that they found in this sedimentary rocks. So Jezero crater, apparently it was a lake bed at one time, or riverbed. I don't know what the fuck it is. But there was water there, according to them, at one time. So they figured, let's drop this big-ass bug-sized rover into this area. Let them dig a little, because we want to know about ancient times. No fucks are given there. So they use this instrument called the Sherlock. It's called, let's see, what is it? It is the scanning habitable environments with Raman, like the noodle, I guess, I don't know, and luminescence for organics and chemicals. They call it Sherlock. And apparently, they've been misreading some of the Sherlock results. And all of a sudden, it became really clear to them that they're finding organic matter on Mars. Sananda Sharma, who is one of the lead scientists for the Sherlock instrument, says it's clear that we're uncovering a bigger story than what's happening in Jezero crater. We found signals that we think are possibly from organic matter on every target that we've observed with Sherlock to date. So they had to go back. They had to go back and reread these things. Now, we've been saying it for the longest time on UFO Buster Radio, earlier too, when Perseverance first took off, that they never take these rovers and give them the instruments that would look for organic matter as it is today. They're always worried about the past. The past is not going to fucking help us in this case, especially if in 2030 you bring back some foreign material that is filled with organics, and somehow we have another situation like our COVID situation. It is the craziest thing. They admit that their findings are unexpected because, the weird thing about NASA is they don't think out the box. They expect this because that's what their math told them or their formulas, but it's based on their belief that the planet is dead. They literally base everything when it comes to Mars that there's nothing there. Nothing at all. I mean, what can you do? If you're stuck in that box, you will never find this organic matter. And now accidentally you figure out, oh, we've been reading this incorrectly. Now we got to go back and look. But what does it mean? Nobody knows. Because the one thing that they've done, as they've always done in the past with all the rovers to say this rover is not equipped to evaluate and study organic material the way in the amount that is founded. So we're back to this again. Millions and billions of dollars, rover after rover, and from space they've been detecting organic material for decades. But the fuckers can't put the damn machine that they need on the thing to examine the organics now. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. They keep doing this. But there's another rover that's being planned, so I don't know. Maybe that one will be able to figure this out. You know, there's something out there jizzing all over our solar system and leaving organics everywhere. For fuck's sake, get a rover up there that can read what's going on today. Take pictures of that shit. There's probably a bunch of, microbial life up there that they're ignoring. And we know there is. We, the human, the human blue-collar workers of the world, know. We know. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Stop pretending like you don't see it. Anyway, there you go. So a big discovery for them at NASA. Organic material. And even Sharma said, however, it does say the organics seem to persist in a very harsh Martian surface environment, which is very exciting for us. Well, okay, go play. Go get yourself a toy, girl. Because it turns out that in harsh environments on our own planet, shit survives. So the hell are you talking about? There's a part of NASA that drives me fucking insane. And it should you too. It really would. It should. You should be mad about it. Because you imagine if you worked for someone that was just had blinders on and shit's going on all around them, spending tons of money, but they don't see the obvious. You get mad about stuff like that, That's why you take the extra breaks to the shitters, to get away from the madness. I know how it works. I do it too. Check this out.
She calls, I always seem to lose my cool.
effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure.
This next one I avoided for like a week. Ukraine astronomers claim UFO spotted hovering over in the skies of over Kyiv. I think it used to be Kiev at one point, but then they got all fancy and shit and just called it Kyiv. These Ukrainian astronomers claim that they've seen UFOs or /UAPs over the Kyiv airspace, and they actually put it in the damn report. My thing is, this is why I ignored it the first time, right? Because every damn government is flying over Kyiv, over Ukraine right now. Hell, they're probably flying all over fucking Russia too. Because the truth is, people are trying to keep an eye on this. I figured NATO probably has all kind of drones all over the place. But what they describe in this report is not a fucking drone. It probably isn't Russia. It's not one of our, near peers. Could be China, since China is being blamed for UAPs. Could be China keeping an eye on things. But the paper says that this unidentified UAP or UFO were observed over several events. Crazy. Nearby the village of Vinarivka. I need to get my Russian friends to come read this shit for me. But the thing is that what really drove me to really look at this report is what they have in it. They basically said that these UFOs, UAPs are everywhere, that they're observing a significant number of these objects whose nature is not clear. They fly in either single groups or squadrons of ships that have been detected moving from 3 to 15 degrees per second. I had to look that up. What the hell they mean? 3 to 15 degrees per fucking second. It translates to about 718 to 728 miles per hour per second. Not even hour, per second. That's some fast moving shit right there. The researchers are saying that in order to see them, you need to change your camera settings or your film settings or whatever the hell you're using to look to the sky. They said that it takes 0.4 of a second to recognize one of the events. Ordinary photo and video recordings are not capturing the UFO. They move too damn fast. That's crazy. What they want you to do, or they're suggesting in order to see these in Kyiv, actually this works for anywhere, is to adjust your shutter speed, frame rate, and dynamic range. This is nuts. This is the only reason why I did the story, because apparently UFOs are flying way too fast for what we have set on whatever equipment you're using to capture them with, whether it's video or pictures. It kind of makes sense, right? If you're flying at those speeds, 718 miles per second, how the fuck you going to catch that on the camera? It probably looks like a bug. Probably looks like a blur that just went by. Reminds me of that Utah video from last year. That one UFO that was flying over the range of the mountains and flew by the camera crew that was actually driving to go somewhere to film a documentary, which had nothing to do with UFOs, but that's what what they ended up capturing. But if you think about it, you have a civilization involved in interstellar travel. They're traveling in our airspace. For whatever reason, chances are they're freaking flying around fast as hell. And, if your setting in your camera is to capture a fucking hummingbird or some dog whizzing on your grass that you want to tell the neighborhood watch about, you're not going to catch a UFO. Not traveling at that speed. This is the only thing in this particular article that makes any sense. It really can be applied to all situations. Is it possible that our camera settings, our equipment, is not set to capture UFOs the way these guys are saying that they're seeing them. There's a lot more to be discovered here, I guarantee you. And, you know, it's a conversation where people usually don't have. So you get these reports of people capturing UFOs on their cell phones or whatever. But for fuck's sake, maybe the reason why they look like shit is because these things are moving way too fast to be captured with the setting that you have on cell phones. Maybe why they're so fucking blurry is because the setting is off. The aperture is wrong. The frame rate is wrong. And so you'll never capture a clear UFO picture if your equipment is not up to the task. I think these guys in Ukraine just stumbled onto something really important. There's more on this article. If you want to read it, it's linked in the description. It all makes fucking sense to me, to be honest. I want to see if I can get a hold of this report, but I don't know if it's going to be in English. That'd be really tough. Check out the story. It's in the link. Also, the story for Jizz Zero Crater and the Mars rover is in the description as well. Check it out. You know, both stories, a lot more to come on those. No pun intended. Check this out.
believe that this nation should commit itself to achieving the goal, before this decade is out, of landing a man on the moon and returning him safely to the earth. No single space project in this period will be more impressive to mankind or more important for the long-range exploration of space.
Emotional damage!
Next article, I really like Bigfoot, honestly. The only reason why I bring a Bigfoot story is because I know Dre is a fan of Bigfoot, and so are a few other people, right? But, Dre is the first one that comes to mind. So back on August 7th, there was a Bigfoot reporting out in Hunting Island State Park in South Carolina. The problem with Bigfoot for me is that Bigfoot does nothing. Literally. He doesn't stop. He doesn't dance. He doesn't, shake the booty, take out his wanker. Nothing. Literally, all he does is run in front of fucking cars and goes into the forest. He has no ambition. He has no need to live or get out of his own box. He never does anything. What is wrong with Bigfoot? Anyway, it turns out these three folks were out there at the state park in South Carolina on August 2nd, and as they were leaving the lighthouse, the coast of not Florida, but yeah, Florida too, the coast of the United States, the East Coast, especially to the south. There's a lot of, actually the north too, shit, when you think about it, a lot of lighthouses. Some of them are in service, some of them are not. But these guys were leaving a lighthouse at the state park, and then there you go. Here's what they said. As we were rounding a slight curve on the exit road, we all spotted a creature walking quickly on the left side of the road, approximately 15 to 20 feet in front of our vehicle. The incident happened very quickly as the creature disappeared into a lush palmetto and pine forest that surrounds the exit road. So fucking what? Honestly, running into palmettos, I'm sure, listen, you got to have a lot of thick skin. Probably the hair kind of helps as well. But still, nobody gives two fucks about this Bigfoot thing. Why? What are we seeing here, honestly? The thing always runs, doesn't stop. You would think a Bigfoot would at least take the damn time to just stop. Say hello. Say, hey, can you give me a ride? I'm a little lost. I need to go to the barber, but I never get there because I'm always running from one side of the road to the other. I never bum a ride. I don't understand what is going on with the Bigfoot story. It makes no sense. And it's not even a full-size fucking Bigfoot. This thing is really small. They said it's about 5 to 6 feet. Most of the stories that I've heard of Bigfoot in the past, NBA. That's where Bigfoot should be, in the NBA. This one here, it's like a Littlefoot. 5 feet, 6 feet? No. Now, they did say that this is where it gets odd, to be honest. The story says that the legs of this specific little Bigfoot, they were 3 feet long. This fool was all legs. There was barely any torso. I don't understand it. I don't understand why this Bigfoot thing is a thing anymore. They did make a note here that, initially the Bigfoot thing was some dude who lied about it. He made fake Bigfoot tracks back in, 1950s. And that caught on. But then he got caught too. But there is a note here in this article about Native Americans and their traditions in the Pacific Northwest that tells about a giant hair-covered ogre named Tusanaqua that steals children and food. The article, the author says this is likely the actual origin of the Sasquatch or Bigfoot legend. And actually, if you live in Arizona, there is an Arizona State Museum that really captures the Bigfoot legend there. So go visit that if you're bored and like to see a little Bigfoots. I don't know. I still don't understand. Bigfoots, they really have to, they got to do something. They got to show us a little more than just running by us. Do you understand what I mean? Otherwise, what are we chasing? What are we really chasing? Now, you can say this much about when it comes to Native American traditions, no matter where in the country it is, historically, they've had experiences with aliens, Bigfoot apparently, and all these things. They didn't have these because they were trying to prove something. They didn't say this because they were trying to sell magazines or sell stories. These are traditional stories that they've told for many, many years, many generations. So why would they be faking the story? Maybe there is some kind of a creature out there that's hiding in the woods throughout the United States that just likes to flash cars at random. I don't know. But with today's technology, we can't catch a Bigfoot. I mean, who the fuck are we? Where are we going? We don't even need to leave the damn planet. We're so fucking dumb. Anyway, that's a Bigfoot story for y'all for this week. I hate Bigfoot. I really do. Sasquatch. I don't care what it's called. It's horrible. It's horrible that we cannot, with all this technology, figure out fucking Bigfoot. It just makes no sense. So aliens, forget about it. We'll never figure out aliens if we can't even capture Bigfoot and shave that bitch down. We got one more story to talk about. And this one, listen, the next story, you guys really got to put some thought behind it. Because I think it needs to be like a series, a constant discussion, thanks to the Catholic Church. Check this out.
I wait for someone to save. I want to tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. Don't you think funny people testify back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you think funny people testify back my stuff a little sooner than this? Don't you wish I would have been someone else? I want to feel your gap without making a mess. Stop myself for a while.
I just noticed that the Mallard Report retweeted this episode. And then, this is why you shouldn't drink while you were getting the podcast ready. Because I posted in the title are aliens demos, not demons. For fuck's sake. Are they demons? That's the question. There was a time during UFO Butcher Radio we had Donna on. And Donna's not a holy roller, but she has a lot of knowledge about the Nephilim. And, the Bible and how they talked about the Nephilim. They were giants. They were getting it on with human women and creating all kinds of stuff. The fallen angels, if you will. Well, it turns out that a Catholic scholar has claimed that alien abduction stories have parallels to people who say they have been encountering demons. I mean, just think about that for a second. Is that what it is? Theologian Dr. Paul Thigpen, he said that more than likely, aliens are demons. He also went on to say that the U.S. government knows more than they publicly state in relation to UFO/UAPs, meaning like maybe they know. Maybe they already know that these are demonic experiences. It's really hard, to be honest, to make that correlation between the two. But you can almost see that someone being abducted could feel like a demonic experience, especially if they're like really heavily into the Catholic religion and beliefs. Isn't that crazy? Have you thought about that? I know a lot of people think about that, and that discussion, like I said, came up with Marty from Beardo's Roadhouse recently. There might be a connection there. The thing is, we don't know. We don't know. But when you see the demons really travel in fancy spaceships, I don't understand why or why they would. Now, the whole theory is, though, that the Nephilim left the planet, right? They were removed, and they went to seed their own planet. And they allegedly are going to be coming back to start some shit. Could they, on their own planet, could they really have embraced technology in order to kind of get here a little early, kind of set things up? I don't know. Dr. Thigpen actually told the National Catholic Register that with UAPs, we may actually be dealing with extraordinary phenomenon of various origins despite similar characteristics. So there might be some that could be actual real UFOs, and then there's some that could be the deception from demons. And I know for many of you who are not religious, who are not into the Catholic religion specifically, you may not buy into this. The extraterrestrial hypothesis says that it is possible that we are encountering non-human intelligence from locations beyond the Earth. And that's what many people want to believe. Thigpen had a 2012 paper that was actually written by the Archbishop Chrysostomos of Edna. And the Archbishop wrote that ultimately one cannot escape the conclusion that alien abductors are demons or phantoms created by demonic power. For fuck's sake, what do you do with that? Like, if you're a Catholic, what do you do with that? If you're not Catholic, you're another religion, what the hell? Could you imagine that this is all some big demonic ruse? And when you think about it being a demon, you literally are talking about an entity that wants to strike fear in you, wants to control you, that wants to move you away from God. He went on to say, the Archbishop, that these are corrupting degenerates who thrive on the human passions and feed on them. And that is the reason that abductions deal with sexual exploitation by these so-called alien abductors. Now, I don't know if the Archbishop is saying that humans love getting the booty hole probed. Is that what he's saying? And as part of what humans thrive on as far as passions, spreading the cheeks? I don't understand. Maybe that's what he's getting at. It's possible. I don't. And I guess you got to read it. You got to be there for his explanation. That aliens are demons who are exploiting the passion of getting probed. I don't know. Is it possible? I can't. Oh, my Catholic Church. Gotta love it. In the second place, he also says that in the course of their physical examination of abductees, the aliens inflict pain on their victims and frequently scar them. I mean, if you're working with a victim, sometimes you gotta leave something for them to remember you by. According to the church, of course, as we talked about the Nephilim, the church believes that demons are spiritual beings that are fallen angels. However, Dr. Thigpen, who wrote the book Extraterrestrial Intelligence and a Catholic Faith, he believes that if aliens do exist, then they were made by God and under the lordship of Christ. He said God loves those creatures. He loves everything he made. So I don't know, what do you do with that? Could it be that what we're seeing, fancy-ass demons in some nice ships? Or is it both? Are we really, the melting pot of weirdness here on planet Earth? Do we have demons screwing with us? We have aliens. I mean, what else can we have? We have Bigfoot. We have all these cryptid creatures running around. I mean, we're like the melting pot of fucking weirdness. I'm sure, other civilizations and galaxies just come over just to watch all the crazy shit that we have on this planet. Maybe that's what's going on. We're like the freak show of this part of the universe. Shit just goes down here. You can read a little more about Dr. Thigpen and what he wrote regarding the demon perspective of aliens. I don't know. I mean, is that a thing for demons to be probing people? It isn't really something that we have a passion about, subconscious passion to get probed by something. Maybe that's why nobody said nothing about my shirt the other day. Because subconsciously, yeah, they're into that. So yeah, get in my ship to do some butt stuff. There's the end of the pod today. There's a lot of food for thought, especially if you're Catholic. A lot of food for thought if you're a scientist that fucked up the Perseverance rover and didn't put a goddamn machine on it to read organic material as it is today. So you take that into thought when you go into work on Monday. I know this podcast is not recorded on Sunday, but you will listen to it on Monday, most of you. So have a great day. Don't let the man bring you down. And as always, take all the shit or breaks you need. Go in there 3, 4, 5 times, as long as you feel okay about it. Ciao.
I'm back in my bag, yo. Conscious. ISO. Diamond. Back in my bag and I gotta brag, I do this shit for real. When we was down and we had nothing, we had to share a meal. We put the shit in overdrive with no steering wheel. Shorty throw that thing back in a pair of heels. Yeah, and she be riding on that thing like a Ferris wheel. Yeah, I love them dark skin, brown skin, caramel. You know I had to bring it it to the hood like she Karen Civil when she keep on turning head. Cause when she walk that thing jiggle, jiggle.
And we going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back flow, we back again so highly. This that back in my back flow, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back flow, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my, yeah, back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, yeah, I'm back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, this my, back in my bag flow.
Back again, yeah, we keep on stacking it, what's happening? Everything in Gucci got me feeling like I'm dapper then. Life has been a movie, yeah, so shout out to the cameraman. Pull up to the scene, it's going down like an avalanche.
Steady going up like a travel plan. Homer Simpson face, lucky power plant. Yeah, I'm off that dope, like I'm back again to Vizzy at the Millies, out on Club Hearst. Give the word if it's a city, Lord forgive me. Still having motion, dog, so why would I slow it? Make it rain on them, bust a band, then you throw it. We was steady having it, even at our lowest. High speed road runner, keep my motor going.
Hey, people feel away, but they don't show it. Gotta watch the people that's around you, that you grow it. They be coming around you with some plans to steal your moment. Soon as I bust a nut, she be like, baby, where you going? Never slowing down, it's enough to go around. Yeah, you probably knew it's then, but really you don't know it's now. Niggas love to show and tell, but all my niggas know me well. It was either chase a dream or go to jail, but none of us ain't
and
going.
We going back to back on them like we Huey and we Riley. This that back in my back flow, we back again so highly. This that back in my back flow, we back to change the climate. This that back in my back flow, we bring the force like Tommy. Back in my back flow. Back in my, yeah, back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, yeah, I'm back in my bag, yeah. I'm back in my, this my, back in my bag flow,
Yeah, not for real. Double live. Do or die, you already know. Don't try. This at home, cause none of y'all really fucking with us.
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to refine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck.
Guni Gugu.